everybody, I hope you are well. I'm back with another instalment. This time I'm going to be tying a fly that becomes very popular at this time of year and into the autumn in the UK, and that is the detached body daddy longlegs or crane fly. It's a really straightforward tie. These flies absolutely do the business. They are airborne, so they get blown onto the water, and the fish, when they're on them, are really on them. And interestingly, this is an orange detached body, and for some reason this is by far and away for me the most popular colour. I tie it in tan as well, but orange outfishes the tan probably 3-1. So I'm going to show you how it's done. In the vise we have a Togens buzzer barbless, size 12. And what we're going to do, I'll take you through the materials as we go. I'm using brown thread. You can use whatever you fancy, but we need to, if you can, catch the thread on at the eye. And because it's a detached body, we're not going down too far. With this buzzer barbless hook, there's a distinct bend, more or less where the hook points start. And that's where we're tying up to. Get rid of the waste piece. And just one extra wrap to tidy up. Now the body is this. It's foam tubing, booby cord it can be called, because the thicker ones are used to make booby eyes. This is 2mm. I think I got it from Orvis, but I can't remember. But any foam tubing like this is good, just to make sure it's all in proportion. And what you want to do is tie it in beyond the hook bend. It's up to you really how big your body is, but that more or less works for me. And we're going to take a pinch and loop wrap just to position it where we want it. Be careful, it has a tendency to roll around the hook. And then a couple of decent wraps to attach, one underneath, two underneath, one over the top, and that should then stop it rolling around. And leave that on, because we're going to use that for effectively the thorax cover as well. So next up is a daddy longlegs. It needs some knotted pheasant tail legs, 6, 3 either side. So these are pre-knotted. If you want to knot your own, help yourself. I personally think life's a bit too short, but hey, what are you going to do? So 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull them 90 degrees from the stem, rip them off, and then separate them into 2 clumps of 3, offer them up to the side of the hook, and tie them on. Again, they'll have a tendency to roll around, just make sure they behave themselves. Pheasant tail, it's naughty, isn't it? Rolling around the hook. And once they're on and you've got them positioned, you can pull that cord back and really cinch them down. And then I like to bring that forwards a bit, just to have a nice smooth thorax there, and then snip off your excess. And by tying them on there, the cord spreads the legs out a bit, as you can see there, nice and terrestrial-like. Next up, wings. I've got a cheap Indian game cock cape here, and I've just taken 2 matching feathers from it. And the easiest way to tie these on, I have found, and I learnt this from Davy McPhail, is put them one on top of the other, and then line the tips up. And once you've done that, which can be a bit fiddly, but there we go, got it. Tie it on. You want the wings just beyond the body. Spread them slightly so they're in a V, either side of that post. There we go. And then again, cinch them down. And as this is a terrestrial, that's not worked well at all. So if you're not happy with it, undo it and go back This is a terrestrial that's been blown onto the water, so the wings don't need to sit perfectly because they'll have been struggling in the surface film, which is really what attracts the trout to them in the first place. So offer them up either side. There we go, perfect. And then again, take those thread wraps all the way up, making sure you hold those wings because we don't want them wrapping round under thread tension. And then position them how you want them. I like them sitting up a bit. There we go. There's one. There's the other. And snip off your excess. Just crowded the eye a bit there, so I'll use thread wraps just to, and my thumbnail, to take that away. Just tidy up. Right. Two more materials. We're going to have Hackle. This is a fly that is a dry fly basically, so it's going to sit high up, so the Hackle will help that float. I've just got a red game whiting Hackle here. I'm just going to prepare. There we go. And to be honest, I'm not sure the colour matters, any Hackle will do. But you want to tie that on to your side of the hook. Good side facing you. And then to support the Hackle that we're wrapping, you can just wrap the Hackle, that's fine. I think the Hackle sits better with a bit of dubbing. And I've got a lovely little bit of olive with some UV through it from Vicuna Dubbing. This just allows the Hackle to be a bit more controllable, and it also just offers something for the trout to home in on, a tiny bit of flash from that UV. And I mean a tiny bit really, because there's not much UV through this, which is brilliant. Just to give the fish a trigger point basically. So just wrap a nice even layer of dubbing. Well, that doesn't want to come off, does it? Now snip that. There we go. That's fine. Okay, leave a bit of space at the head because you still need to tie off your foam. Then we take Hackle pliers and wrap your Hackle. And it does want to twist, but it doesn't matter. This is to support the fly in the surface film, and then, as you can see, nice open turns through the dubbing. One more, there we go, and then wrap that off. Snip off your excess, or break it off if you're brave enough. And all that's left to do really is split that Hackle on the top, bring the foam forwards. So I like to wet my fingers for this, and then literally it's like parting your hair. Pull everything down so that that foam can come over. And then as you're doing it, just give the foam a bit of a pull. Make sure you don't trap any of those Hackle fibres. Couple of nice tight wraps to secure. Just make sure you're happy with how it all looks, and when you are, do some wraps in front of that foam as well. It just sticks that tab end up a bit, and then we're good to whip finish. 2, 3. I always do a second whip finish. I don't varnish this because I'm worried about the effect the varnish or any glue will have on that close cell foam. I've never had 2 whip finishes come undone with me. Snip off your excess, and then this tab end here, just snip off at an angle so it leaves a stump. And there you have it, the detached body daddy longlegs. Fish go nuts for this. I fish it in teams of 2 or 3 on the surface. If they start to sink, I don't have a problem with that. I have had tremendous success with these fish subsurface, and actually there are times when I've put a slightly weighted fly on the point and had a couple of these on the droppers, so the weighted fly just pulls them under the surface and the fish have absolutely hammered them. So give it a go. Let me know how you get on. Find me via Togens, find me on Instagram, and see how it goes. I hope this is helpful, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.